Somebody should choose Bhagavatam, Canto, something. One verse should be chosen. Jai Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Gaur Pimanandi Jayam Vishupad Paramahamsa Pri Pratika Charja Stotra Satya Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhai Charan Arvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Skanda Biti Founder Charyas Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Namasarya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Pimanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada Ki. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Taksuramritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Parakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanditam Scha Hai Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kansana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a very means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayana Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Prayasha Badrishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhaviti Naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, whose praise with transcendental songs becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahmasamitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreya Sayalokasya Nanyam Swasya Namaha. The Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Mukham karoti vasaram pangum langayate girim yatripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Yatripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna, and welcome to the morning Bhagavatam class, which will be a short class because that's the way it is. 7:30, right? Yeah. So we're reading from Canto, second Canto, Chapter 2.
Chapter 1.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, Chapter 1, text number? 3, yeah? Yes, okay. This chapter titled, The First Step in God Realization. Okay. Nidraya Riyate Naktam Vyavayena Cha Va Vayah Diva Charte Haya Rajan Kutumba Varanena Va Nidraya Riyate Naktam Vyavayena Chavavayah Diva Charte Haya Rajan Kutumba Bharananena Kutumba Bharanena Va Nidraya Ridaye Naktam Vyavayena Chavavayah Diva Charte Haya Rajan Kutumba Bharanena Va Nidraya Riyate Naktam Vyavayena Chavavayah Diva Charte Haya Rajan Kutumba Bharanena Va. We will immediately go to the translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. The lifetime of such an envious householder is passed at night, either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime, either in making money or maintaining family members. Kindly repeat after me. The lifetime of such an envious householder is passed at night, either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime, either in making money or maintaining family members. Purport: the present human civilization is primarily based on the principles of sleeping and sex indulgence at night, and earning money in the day and spending the same for family maintenance. Such a form of human civilization is condemned in the Bhagavad school. Because human life is a combination of matter and spirit soul, the whole process of Vedic knowledge is directed at liberating the spirit soul from the contamination of matter. The knowledge concerning this is called Atma Tattva. Those men who are too materialistic are unaware of this knowledge and are more inclined to economic development for material enjoyment. Such materialistic men are called karmis, or fruitive laborers, and they are allowed regulated economic development or association of women for sex indulgence. Those who are above the karmis, that is, the gyanis, yogis, and devotees, are strictly prohibited from sex indulgence. The karmis are more or less devoid of Atma Tattva knowledge, and as such, their life is spent without spiritual profit. The human life is not meant for hard labor for economic development, nor is it meant for sex indulgence like that of the dogs and hogs. It is specifically meant for making a solution to the problems of material life and the miseries thereof. So the karmis waste their valuable human life by sleeping and sex indulgence at night, and by laboring hard in the daytime to accumulate wealth. And after doing so, they try to improve the standard of materialistic life. The materialistic way of life is described herein in a nutshell, and how foolishly men waste the boon of human life is described as follows. You'll get more nectar tomorrow morning if you attend the Bhagavatam class. So the translation again to text number 3. The lifetime of such an envious householder is passed at night, either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime either in making money or maintaining family members. Somewhat connected to our discourse yesterday, how modern civilization, as Prabhupada would say, is totally missing the point. Prabhupada actually describes how the main problem in modern society is that people don't actually believe in God, or don't, so many people, more and more people becoming atheists. And those who have some kind of understanding, they are generally karmis. The different types of karmis are basically two, we could say 2 levels of karmis, or 2 types of karmis. Karmis means they are on the bodily platform and attached to getting different types of material benefits or results. In the Bhagavad Gita, there are guidelines given for those who are in that frame of mind, those who are on the bodily platform, those who are attached in different ways. And they are recommended to follow the various guidelines given in the Shastra. So, generally, such type of karmis who at least follow the Vedic literatures are tend to be more pious, although they are still materialistic. The other type of karmis are those who are not following Shastra, those who are actually engaged in material pursuits and engaged in all kinds of sinful activities, not following Shastra. So the word karmi is sometimes used in this two contexts. Both of them are not ideal, because the more we become entangled with material pursuits, which is the main preoccupation today all over the world, it is most unfortunate. People are totally wasting the good opportunity that one gets by having this human form of life. Nate vidu swartha gatim hi vishnum swa artha gatim. Artha means generally wealth or asset, isn't it? Just like there is dharma, artha, wealth, then kama. By wealth, we can fulfill various material needs or necessities of life. How to meet these different necessities of life is outlined actually in the Shastra, and therefore the need or the importance to know about Shastra and to, as Prabhupada mentions in the purport, to learn how to put an end to the suffering and miseries that we all experience in this world. In some other purports, Prabhupada explains, or maybe in some lectures, that the process which is recommended in the Shastra is meant to help us make a permanent solution. People are trying in so many ways to bring solutions to various problems that basically they themselves have created, without really knowing how to bring a permanent solution to all problems of life. So that is the unique and special feature of the Vedic culture and the knowledge. Unfortunately, we touched on that a little bit yesterday. Unfortunately, a vast majority of people, and to some extent as well, our own devotees are much less familiar with various aspects of the Vedic culture. We know something, of course, about the process of bhakti or devotional service, which is again and again emphasized. The main message of the Bhagavatam actually is to bring people to that platform of pure devotional service. At the same time, there's a whole other dimension, which is dealing with our material situation in terms of what is meant to be the ideal occupation, what is meant to be the means by which we meet our different necessities of life, what is meant to be the ideal education that one should have. This is all nicely presented, of course, in the Vedic literatures, but because of the present context in which we are living in modern day society, even for devotees, this type of, we could say, material knowledge. Spiritual life doesn't mean only learning about spiritual subject matters. Spiritual life or cultivation of knowledge means also learning about, we could say, bona fide or authorized material knowledge. Again, we touched on that a little bit yesterday, how there are different fields of knowledge or different sciences that, again, are much less known today, but that make up actually Vedic education. And therefore, it's important for our devotees, for those who are in leadership position, and for the rank and file devotees as well, to at least know that there is such kind of information or knowledge available. And it's primarily, traditionally, taught or introduced in in the traditional Gurukula. That's why Gurukul Prabhupada wanted. He himself began the first Gurukul we had in Dallas. And he also encouraged a particular lifestyle which can more easily make it possible for us to take up this type of education. Modern way of living or modern lifestyle is not in line actually with that type of knowledge. Which means that we need to more closely hear and try to understand the instruction that Prabhupada gives in that particular context of what type of education. Prabhupada speaks quite extensively about education and how we are meant to introduce proper education for, at least for our own devotee children. And that type of education should be introduced ultimately everywhere as well. Yeah. So when you have your, you have regular class at this time?
Yeah,
6:45 to 7:30?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically you read and you have some discussion possibly, or?
Yes, sir. We have Bhagavatam, some classes, and sometimes we play recordings of Srila Prabhupada.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So, anyone have any comment or question on this particular text? Yeah.
Maharaj, Harish, I have one question. Like, since here we live where have been since taught ki like earn money, do job, and that's
Exactly like here in the purport.
but like you told ki like the Vedic means like we should live a particular life and go towards like can you go some can you give some Maharaj some points or steps how can we go about like directly shifting like it is not possible like people are like I see people struggle with their chanting means their basic sadhana and all that.
Yes. Well, the idea is that, so the question is like, yes, the majority of our people, including the majority of our devotees, are caught up in that kind of mood and mentality that we should get our education so that we can make money, so that we can take up different responsibilities within society, etc. And of course, those who are fortunate to come in contact with this knowledge, they also, side by side, cultivate spiritual knowledge or practice Krishna consciousness. Actually, we need to understand the term paradigm shift. You know paradigm shift? You know it is a paradigm shift, right? Yeah. So, modern day society is going in this direction, which is, the main primary goal of life is to make a good material situation, to make money. And of course, devotees who have knowledge are caught up in that whole direction that modern society is going into, and find it difficult to, let's say, revert to what is meant to be something different. What is meant to be something different is described actually quite extensively in the pages of the Bhagavatam. It cannot be immediately, completely realized, but we need to understand what is the ideal way that we should be making money. What is the ideal type of education we should be receiving? What is the more ideal lifestyle? And according to individual situation, according to different communities of devotees, by reading, by studying, by discussing, then different groups of devotees or different temples that we have, around the world can and should begin making tangible steps to actually. We need to understand where we are now. We need to know what the Bhagavatam is recommending, and from where we are, we should try to plan steps to actually attain what is more ideal. So that's a whole topic, and it's not something that it will be different. How to go about it, it will be different from one, let's say, individual to another, and from one community to another. But we should know that there is a much more clearly, more ideal way to live, more ideal way to make money or to meet our necessities of life. And in the Vedic culture, actually, the goal is really not to make money. The goal is, that's not the primary goal, as we know. And even one who is cultivating this knowledge learns to be satisfied largely with what comes to a large extent in its own accord. There are specific instructions, important instructions given by Narada Muni, instructing householders that even they, because the householders are the ones who make money. The householders are the ones who are meant to maintain family members and other members in society. But even those householders are advised by Narada Muni not to overly endeavor for material, so-called economic development. Because by the laws of nature, based on our karma, what we are meant to gain, what good health we may have, is already determined based on our previous activities, on the law of karma. So this requires devotees to come together or to interact with persons who are more involved in working at establishing what is described in the Shastra, what Prabhupada also instructed. And there are certain sections of the Bhagavatam, certain lectures, special lectures given by Srila Prabhupada that more clearly focus on this. So by hearing these things, by discussing, then it will become more easy to understand what to do or how to proceed like that. Yeah.
I have like two questions. One is this extended, and another one is the second question is there. So extended question is this, Maharaj. Like you said, we should follow the ideal.
Yes.
Yeah. So any ideal from the Shastra, even and then in that only any present ideal which we can learn. And the second question is like, Maharaj, like I heard like there are two people, like one is liberal and another one is conservative. The conservative, they said like
Is what? One is what?
liberal people.
Huh?
Liberal means kind of they believe in new thoughts. They said like Vedic is old, and another kind is we should stick to our Vedas. So means I generally have doubt ki why we go both the extreme. Instead we mix them. Like we see the like eco village kind of thing where we use some modern and all other. Means use the current thing in the service of the Lord and still be like till the means other forest and Vedic system kind of things.
That's a big topic that requires some time to discuss and to understand. Naturally, we should try to find a proper balance. We should avoid extremes, either this way or that way. But we should know what are some of the basic principles involved, and we should try to come to that. The ideal is not an extreme. Living in villages may seem an extreme today because we're on the other extreme, but actually village life is the standard. That we should try to understand. Village life is the standard way of living. And most of us, we cannot accept that so easily, and we don't really know what that means because we're looking at what is around us and it just doesn't, But that is not an extreme. Yeah. I think we have to close because it's already 7:30. Jai Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. But you can discuss with other devotees on such types of subject matters.